They got over the line 2-1. That's the SACS 11. I've got Tariq Ibrahim. He'll tell you who the guys are to look forward here.
Yeah, Thomas Bronkelhorst in goals for SACS is a live wire goalkeeper. Keep your eye on number 9, the captain, Damien Knott. He comes with some great pedigree and he's got the genes of the Knott family. His dad, of course, being a former SA indoor player. So he's definitely someone to watch out for. And as well as number 11, Finley Frost, and number 15, Caden Solomons. These guys are a well-oiled machine as the SACS first team. We've seen the under 14s and under 15s, under 16s, all well drilled. So do not be surprised if you see an absolutely well-oiled machine. That is SACS first team, playing in the tradition of all white with a little bit of blue trim as we head over to the Rondebosch team.
That's the Rondebosch first 11. It's Glur, Jared, Duncan, Beacott, Hawken, James, Sparks, Brett, Briss, John Paul, DeBrady, Christopher, Blows, Alexander. That's for your Daniels, a fantastic young cricketer there. Young Ethan, McConnell, Jonathan, Miller, Matthew, Donald, Jonathan, Culligan, Keegan, Bacchus, Stein, and Dietrich Justin. We've seen this Rondebosch first 11, Tariq, just a couple of months ago. We saw them at the Western Province Cricket Club at home against Wynberg, where they really put on a display. And they've been in the sheds ever since that game. So SACS have been fortunate. They've at least had a warm-up last week against Fairmont. But this is the Blue and Yellow's first outing since that night. And they will be really keen to get going once again here at the SACS Brewery.
Yeah, cooped up for months and months inside their homes, not being able to play the game that they love. Pretty sure that this Rondebosch side, their fingers are itching, their toes are itching. They want to get out here. They want to put on a show. They want to show exactly what it is that they are made of. We do know that SACS are coming into this one with plenty of confidence after that victory last week over Fairmont here at the Brewery Astro. So can Rondebosch tame the juggernaut that is SACS as the teams get through their final bits of preparation? The clock ticks down towards the start of this one. It's going to be a massive encounter, and the referees or the umpires just getting things settled in the final few seconds, allowing the players to go through their last bit of warming up and short corner practices. But we are certainly in for an absolutely cracker of a game. We do know that traditionally both of these schools are excellent on the hockey field, and as the Rondebosch boys head off the field to take off their warm-up sweaters, SACS, they're ready. So we've seen SACS absolutely dominate today. The under 14s, under 15s, under 16s were absolutely on another level. But I'm pretty sure that this Rondebosch first side would take confidence from what they just saw from their seconds.
No, I think that the depth of SACS hockey is just fantastic. It runs down all those teams. It's those gentlemen over there, They really coach very well. They could put good systems, good structures in place. But once you get to these big boys, that's when it all evens out. That's when you really see men playing this game. The pace of the game just raises alarmingly, and we witnessed an absolute crackerjack second 11 game. And that's the Rondebosch, the blue and gold. They're going to have a little sit down, just a huddle just before that. Fantastic to see the blue and gold back on the park. We've been waiting. That's Caden Solomons. He's an SA under-19 cricketer. He's off to the World Cup in the Caribbean fairly shortly, but he's got a hockey stick in his hand right now, and we really want to see him go. Father Mario Solomons, former provincial cricketer as well, and we definitely want to see some action from the young man.
It's nice to see that all of these youngsters are multifaceted. They're not purely focused on one game, or at least on one sport. They excel across the sporting codes, be it summer or winter. But let's leave the summer codes for now. It's all about what happens between the white lines of the hockey field at the Brewery Astro as SACS gets the game underway through James Turner. They maintain possession then through the back. Pumelelo Matebe playing on the right-hand flank. It's got off to we 15 seconds in, and you can already see that the pace of the game is a lot different to what has happened before. The ball speed is a lot higher. And the intensity of the play was certainly, if they can keep this up all the way, then we're in for an absolute cracker as Alex Blows tries to get the ball forward into the left-hand corner, which Rondebosch tried to get into the circle. It's the pass across from Jono McConnell. Unfortunately, though, coughs up possession and SACS come away with it.
Really interested to watch Alex Blows. He's an influential young man there in the heart of the Rondebosch attack. He's not very tall. He's at the pint size, as they say, a little rocket, little dynamite. So really looking forward to see how he goes on the Rondebosch side. Brett Sparks as well, the captain. He is a fantastic at short corners, and we definitely want to see him get involved later on.
Watebe then stepping up ahead of his man, cleaning up at the back for SACS and trying to avert the danger somewhat, but it doesn't go very far as Rondebosch get themselves back in possession.
It's Rondebosch on the attack. That's for your Daniels. Gives it to Christopher JP Bentz.
So all the signs thus far in the opening 2 minutes has been all the visitors, all Rondebosch, as SACS are yet to get themselves in with decent enough possession to launch any sort of meaningful attack on the Rondebosch defense. And it's been the captain, Brett Sparks, and the number 10, Alex Blows, who've marshaled the troops from the middle. JP Brett sends the ball up the left-hand side, finds his striker, under a bit of pressure though. That is Captain Knott for SACS, just cleaning things up as we've seen now for the opening 3 minutes that Rondebosch will come out to play as Caden Solomons gets the ball on the right-hand side. It's beaten his defender, tries to get himself into the circle on the right-hand side, tries to link up with Louis Loris, and unfortunately though for SACS, their attack comes to nothing.
It's really good to see Caden Solomons back on the park. He missed last week's game against Fairmont. He was actually struggling with COVID, and it's great to see him recovered and back on the sporting field. He's such a talent. Unfortunately, not able to pick up that pass, intercepted just before comes to him from Damian Knott, the SACS captain.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely humdinger of a start. Just 3.5 minutes gone, and it's been absolutely frenetic from both of these sides, making their intentions very clear early doors as Captain Brett Sparks attempts the overhead, and fortunately for him, Fayyad is on hand to mop things up, but it is SACS that comes away with it through Matthew May, who lays it off, and it finds Ryan Silberbauer on the left-hand side for SACS as they penetrate the Rondebosch 22 through Turner. Turner taking on Blows as he gets into the circle, but gets a little bit of luck as the loose ball gets his way. Snapshot comes off and wins the PC for the home side.
This is when SACS really come into their own, their home team. That's the captain, James Raiden Turner. He forced a short corner. But keep your eye on number 9, Damian Knott. He tucked a few away last week against Fairmont, and he'll be looking to get on the score sheet again. That's how SACS forced the penalty corner. The push comes.
It is Knott, has a flick, goes bottom corner, but equally up to it is Jared Glore for Rondebosch. Gets that big toe out. A diminutive figure in goals is Glore. Is not what you would expect. Keepers these days, they're pretty tall, so they can cover plenty of areas, but the diminutive figure of Glore showing that he is flexible enough to get that big toe to stop Knott from getting
That's
that opening goal in the
fantastic work
corner.
there by Fjord Daniels. He's recovered. He picks it up in the middle. Matebe, he does the defensive work for SACS.
Nice and composed from SACS at the back under all sorts of pressure from this Rondebosch team, but showing the presence of mind just to keep themselves calm. Blows winning the free hit for Rondebosch as they continue to make their way forward. Through
Matebe
Ethan
strong.
Young, but Matebe is equal to the challenge. Nice little tussle between Young and Matebe as John O'Connell tries to get his way into the circle, and once again the SACS defense just showing that they are up for the challenge as they try to launch a counter-attack now through Caden Solomons, who wins the free hit, and Louis Loris takes it quickly. Fires the ball into the midfield to Turner. Turner weaves his way through two defenders. It is loose again, once again to Loris, and another short corner won by SACS. It's been up and down all the time.
It's been a frenetic start here from both teams. Neither team giving an inch. That's SACS pushing towards into the circle, and it is Louis Lois forcing the short corner for SACS. Damien Knott, he unfortunately missed one on the first attempt. He'll have another chance. Whether SACS go to him or Matthew May will be interesting to see.
Rondebosch keeper Jared Glaw was up for the challenge in the first short corner, but let's see what happens this time. It goes to Knott once again. This time goes up in the air, and there's plenty of firepower behind that one. Captain Damien Knott leading from the front for his side. Decides this time, I'm going to put the ball in the air, and there's absolutely nothing that the Rondebosch goalkeeper Jared Glaw could have done to save that one.
That is exactly what we predicted. He missed out on the first occasion. This time, there was no mistake. He put it past the goalkeeper, Jared Glaw. He knew what was coming. He just wasn't quick enough to stop it. And SACS are one goal ahead, and they're coming again. And that is a brilliant, brilliant goal. A deflection by Jonathan Rayden Turner. The ball was bobbling in the circle. And the number 6, he got his stick to it. And SACS are 2 goals ahead.
In the space of a few seconds, Caden Solomon's on the ball, deking the defender. Gets a bit lucky with his touch, but the deflection there just sits up nicely for Turner. A little deft touch in front of Glaw. And just like that, having absorbed the pressure for the first 6 minutes or so, SACS in the space of 30 seconds not only get 1 goal, but they get 2 for their troubles.
That is what happens when you play arguably one of the best sides in the country. There is no time to sit back on your laurels. If they have an opportunity, they will take it. And that is exactly what they've done. We see even in defense, they're really strong. And they are now 2 goals up, and Rondebosch have been hit.
Rondebosch should probably feel a bit shell-shocked after that. They dominated the early stages of this game and conceded 2 short corners. Then found themselves 1 goal down after the second one, and then still trying to recover from conceding that goal. Concedes a second. It's going to be interesting to see how Rondebosch fights their way back and what their response is. And this is good to see from them, that they are willing to keep the ball, willing to keep possession. Just as I say it, JP Brits throws the ball long, and that man, Pumelelo Matebe, he's there to mop up things for SACS. Thus far, Matebe has been really impressive on the right-hand side of defense for SACS. He's mopped up everything that he can. Really solid in his tackles as well.
Rondebosch moving the ball from the back here, down the left-hand side. They're going to have to find a way to make their circle entries, but they've given it away in dangerous positions once again, and this is SACS pushing towards the circle.
Need a link up with Turner as SACS once again in the circle, but Blows is there to mop up the operation as Rondebosch now with a counter-attack of their own. Big ball forward, just comes off the top of Ethan Young's stick, and ball just dribbles over the baseline.
Historic 10 minutes have just flown by here in this epic first team encounter. It's SACS first 11 versus Rondebosch first 11. How lovely is it to say that once again, to be at the SACS Brewery and watching such a titanic struggle between two of these epic rivals.
Don't let the scoreline fool you. It has been an epic tussle. Both sides not giving each other an inch as Fayard Daniels comes away with the ball. Finds his captain, Brett Sparks, who looks for Blows on the outside. Blows manages to keep possession, looking for the dangerous 45 ball, but Damien Knott is there to snuff out that one as SACS changes the angle of the attack as it now comes out to the right hand side. Finley Frosco's tearing after it, but too much on it for him to go, and Rondebosch can now try and work their way out of the back. JP Brits gobbles up possession, and it's accepted by Ryan Silberbauer. Shows the presence of mind and tries to link up with Captain Knott. Knott wiggles his way through 3 defenders in the circle, on the back, stick across the face. Unfortunately this time, no teammate on the other end of that pass, but pressure's not gone on Rondebosch's turn. It turns. Claw with the save, and unfortunately just saving the ball straight into his teammate's foot, and another short corner chance then for the home side.
When we watch the replay, the ball comes in, the goalkeeper makes the save. Unfortunately, he pushes it into his defender, but the intensity with which SACS have approached this first quarter has really caught Rondebosch on the back foot. They have been relentless in their quest for more goals, and this is where the captain, Damien Knott, comes into the game again.
Knott goes high again, and it's 2 in a row from the captain, Damien Knott. He pressed pause on the last one, press repeat, and he's delivered once again. He's gone high, shoulder height for Jared Glow to contend with. It's the exact same carbon copy, just throws the drag flick above the right shoulder of Jared Glow, is unable to get a glove onto it. Plenty of power behind that one from Captain Damien Knott, who puts his side 3 goals up as the clock ticks down on the opening chukker.
I've said it before, I said it earlier, as Mike Tyson, when you face Mike Tyson, you know what's coming, but once you've been hit in the gut, you definitely know what you're feeling, and that's how young Glow is feeling right now, because Damien Knott is putting on a show here. He's got 2 already in the first quarter. This man Matebe has also been really good for SACS. He's allowed to create the offense every single time down the right side and really put Rondebosch under pressure. It's 3-0, and we haven't seen the end of the first quarter yet.
Brett Sparks using his massive frame to get himself through Finley Frost of SACS.
I do think somebody like Brett Sparks or possibly Alex Blows, they're going to have to put their stamp on this game. If Rondebosch are to come back, they need to take control, because at the moment it's all about the team in white.
Michael McGaw unable to maintain control of the ball as JP Brits finds Fayard Daniels. Gives it to Alex Blows on the right link now. Fayard Daniels makes himself available once again, and Rondebosch enters the SACS circle with a massive ball across the face, and unfortunately for JP Brits, pass just too strong, and the chance goes a-begging for Rondebosch as the clock ticks down. Final 30 seconds of the opening quarter. As much as the scoreline reads 3-0 to the home side, Rondebosch have held their own, and it's Captain Sparks tries to get something going for his team. Into the circle they go. And once again, just that final touch, unfortunately, letting the visitors down.
As I've said before, Sparks is he's gonna be the one that's gonna have to spark something here. But that's the end of the first quarter. We see that's Rondebosch. They're the ones trailing by 3 goals to 0. They've had opportunities, as you can see, But unfortunately, it is the captain of the home side, Damien Knott. He's put 2 past the goalkeeper, Jared Glua, in the Rondebosch goal to give his side a 3-0 advantage after the first 15 minutes.
Way of Damien Knott, the captain, flicking the ball high past Jared Glua in the Rondebosch net. And that was the one that sparked it all, because a few seconds later it was the turn of Turner to get his name on the score sheet with a deft little touch pass the left shoulder of Glua. That was followed up by the captain Damien Knott with his second drag flick, a carbon copy of the first. That is how the first quarter ended in this first team encounter between SACS and Rondebosch. It is the home side on their home venue, the Brewery Astro, taking a fairly comfortable 3-0 lead. But do not let that scoreline fool you. Rondebosch is still very much in this game. The only difference thus far is that SACS have taken the opportunities they've created. Rondebosch still searching for that final touch in the circle. I'm sure as this game goes along, their confidence levels will rise and they will get themselves on the scoreboard. The talisman, Damien Knott, for the home side, showing a deft little touch to try and spark an attack down the left-hand flank. And it comes to Turner. Seems as though Turner playing as the drop centre forward, comes centre link. They're looking for him almost all the time to be the point of attack for SACS, as Jared Wenzel uses his frame to maintain possession, and unfortunately his pass across the face of the field doesn't find Finley Frost, as Alex Blows gets things going for Rondebosch. Down the right hand side they go through Ethan Young, and fortunately he does cough up possession to that man Damien Knott.
Rondebosch really want to string a few passes together. They want to create the momentum to try and force a circle entry, for they too have a potent man on the short corner, Captain Brett Sparks. He's the one that could possibly give them that change the momentum of the game. But Rondebosch need to get the ball in the SACS half. They can't be playing here right at the back. And as we see, they've forced Caden Solomon's just a little bit of pressure on the Rondebosch defense, and they forced a short corner here. It's a mistake by Justin Dietrich, and Rondebosch side, you can see their heads just drop when the short corner came. Jared Glua, the goalkeeper, put his hands up in the air, for he knows that he's going to have to contend with Damien Knott once again. And if Knott doesn't get you, Matthew May will come for you. So a real chance for SACS to go 4-0 ahead.
Matthew Versveld, sporting a piece of technology on the arm, gets the ball in. It does go to Knott once again. This time Turner doesn't trap it properly, but it does find its way to Knott, who tries to link up with Loris. And unfortunately his ball is deemed to be dangerous across the face, and Fortunately this time for Rondebosch, they don't find themselves picking the ball out the back of the net. We see once again the ball just creeping through and underneath Turner's stick. Presence of mind to identify where the space is, and SACS once again with another attack through Turner, trying to find Solomon's on the far post, but the Rondebosch defenders this time are up for it as Adam Craig comes away with the ball. It has been non-stop action in this first team game between SACS and Rondebosch. Dangerous ball across the faces. Lotus has a free shot at top D. Jared Glore this time up to the challenge, but dangerous living from the captain, Brett Sparks. It's one of those non-negotiables, trying to play the ball across the face of your D. And Louis Loris tries to get his shot in the way, doesn't get the proper connection, and it loops to Glore.
It's a rare Rondebosch attack now. They pushing towards a circle entry, and they're hoping for a short corner, but it doesn't materialize, and SACS have the opportunity to clear their lines.
Keegan Culligan unable to upgrade, as the coaches would say, and that's been the difference thus far in the game, Zaire. SACS, whenever they've had an attacking opportunity, they've gotten something out of it. It's either shot at goal, short corner. And on the flip side, Rondebosch, when they do get into the SACS circle, they unfortunately just not able to get that final touch to win themselves a short corner or to get a shot off at the goalkeeper, Thomas Brocklehurst, who, fortunately for him, there's no wind.
Yeah, it's been very much spectator for this far.
It is a bit of a chilly night in the Cape, and had the wind been blowing, it would have been a lot colder with all that protective gear on. Rare mistake from Not. The umpire just allowing some advantage as Alex Blows come away with it, trying to spark something down the right hand side, showing that he's got nifty stick work. And as we've seen throughout the day, when no options are available, Rondebosch looks for the big ball, and it finds the striker, one-on-one with the keeper. Brocklehurst up to the challenge though, but excellent vision from JP Brits to pick out Matthew Miller inside the SACS circle. Brocklehurst up to the challenge though, as now SACS tries to launch a counter-attack of their own, but it's Adam Craig who manages to avert the danger. Blows in possession, gives it to Culligan, who goes on a run, beats two defenders. Can't get past the third as Matthew Versveld gets himself in a good tackling position to win possession back. Captain Not looking for the glory ball, but not to be, as JP Brits now finds Jonty Donald on the left hand side. Jonty looks for the big ball to find Ethan Young on the post, and just a little bit too much on it. Another chance goes begging for Rondebosch.
That is the way Rondebosch do try and play. They do look for that big ball into the D. They're very much a direct team. That's the style of Rondebosch, and they are getting Alex Blows more onto the ball, as we see once again into the circle, but not able to convert on this occasion. But Rondebosch encouragingly are coming back into the game more and more.
Shows you what happens when you've got possession. If you can try and keep the ball for as long as you can, the confidence will build. And when the confidence builds, anything can happen, as SACS now try to launch an attack, but once again, strong tackle as Captain Sparks tries to get past Turner. Turner does turn it over.
That's the commitment that we want to see. Big dive, manages to get the ball into the circle, but great defense here by Adam Craig. And Alex
Craig.
Blows, he takes it out for Rondebosch.
Adam Craig
Finds Fayard Daniels.
Sorry, Zaire. Adam Craig is a diminutive figure at the back. If you have a look up and you see what's around him, he certainly does stand out. And I don't mean stand out as in how big he is compared to the likes of Brett Sparks and the other three defenders. But he is certainly Nugget. He is not afraid to get himself involved. But something has got to give for this Rondebosch side. They are applying the pressure to SACS. Those 45-degree balls into the circle is proving to be pretty dangerous. But it's this counter-attack from SACS that is dangerous. The movement of the ball is exceptional. And the ball carrier can just pick a pass from then on.
Rondebosch not having much options there on attack, and it's SACS that come away again. It's the live wire. Caden Solomon's putting pressure on Captain Brett Sparks.
Sparks, massive overhead, looking for his striker, Steinbacher, who manages to get the ball. Unfortunately, though, what Rondebosch does between the lines, as soon as they get close to that D, something just, that final pass just not going to plan. And yes, the scoreline might read 3-0 to the home side, but could easily have been 3-all as SACS comes away with it. It's a shot from the top D. Umpire says illegally done so, shielding the ball with your body. That is something that's not allowed, as ball now comes away. Another rare mistake from Sparks. Gives SACS the possession.
Welcome to the SACS Brewery. It's a chilly night in Cape Town, but a very warm SACS outfit. They are leading 3-0 over Rondebosch. It is the captain, Damien Knott. He has put 2 past the Rondebosch keeper through fantastic drag flicks from short corners. But Rondebosch, they've shown a bit of promise towards the end of the first half. They've shown that they are here to play and that we can expect a fantastic final 2 halves, Tariq.
Yeah, well, certainly the scoreline reflects that. It would seem as though SACS are the dominant side, but Rondebosch, for their own, they've been fighting really hard. They've been holding their own and have certainly created a few opportunities. which has proved thus far to be the difference, is that SACS have taken the opportunities handed to them. Rondebosch, unfortunately, not yet been able to get the ball past Tommel Brocklehurst in the SACS goal, but it's probably something that you would expect, or I wouldn't say expect, but you can forgive them. They haven't been able to play for quite a few months. SACS are coming off a game last week against Fairmont where they managed to pick up a victory there in confidence, as Rondebosch has a snapshot. Flies across the face of the goals.
I think that's
from Jonty Donald. And I'm thinking Jonty was trying to pick out Alex Blows, who seems as though Rondebosch have made a tactical change. They've pushed Alex Blows up front. Started the game at centre link.
I do think Rondebosch, when they've had the opportunities, they haven't been as clinical as SACS. They've possibly just fluffed a few chances when they really could have really nailed the shot at goal to give them an opportunity. But I do like to see Alex Blows up front. He's a lively character. He's somebody that keeps on running, and if he can provide the opportunities, create the opportunities within that circle, then Rondebosch could be onto something as they throw it into the circle. I think that's what the aim is going to be. The big ball from Bet Sparks, the direct channel, and with Blows just getting a stick on, hopefully for Rondebosch.
Now, thus far, SACS have got no answer to that, as Caden Solomons shows some nifty stick work to try and get the ball to his teammate Louis Loris in the D. And so I already said Caden Solomons is one to watch on the cricket field, but if that is anything to go by, watch out for him on the hockey field.
No, definitely. He's a very small man, but a youngster with a massive heart. I saw him win a few games for the Cape Town Cubs at the National Cricket Week out in Stellenbosch when his team were in real strife, and he stood up to the task, and he'll do that for the SACS team as well on the hockey field. Whenever the tough moments are there, he'll be the guy to stand up, as Rondebosch look to, through their captain Brett Sparks, launch a attack from the halfway line.
Yeah, Sparks has certainly been a talisman for the visitors. He's been there to mop things up when SACS are on the attack, and when they try to get something going for his team, he's the main guy as he once again fires the ball through. Loose ball picked up, and penalty flick awarded by the referee. This time saying that Brocklehurst took the striker out illegally, and because it was a legitimate chance on goal, the umpire had absolutely no choice but to award the stroke.
The captain, SACS captain Damien Knott, he's still in consultation with the umpire. He's wanting an explanation, but the umpire is not interested. It's a P flick to SACS. Brett Sparks, the Rondebosch captain, he will step up. Thomas Brockhurst, he was absolutely stunned when the umpire raised his hand, but he's now having to contend with the Rondebosch P flick.
Calm and composed as you like goes the Rondebosch captain. Brett Sparks fires it into the bottom corner, and just like that, Rondebosch have gotten their reward for all the pressure they've put on SACS. It is now 3-1 to the home side. Watch out, home team. Here come the visitors.
We have a look at it again. Broncos, we would have been expecting the ball to be in the air, but Sparks, he went low to the left, and it's an equal at 3-1 to SACS.
Now it's SACS's turn to feel a little bit of the pressure, as here comes Rondebosch. They're hunting. They've opted now for the full press, putting as much pressure as they can on the ball carrier. Jared Wenzel tries to get something, finds Caden Solomons at the top D. It's kind of a bit scrappy. JP Brits in there for Rondebosch, and Ryan Silberbauer somehow manages to get away with it for the home side, and Adam Craig trying to relieve the pressure and tries to get the ball out, but the pressure remains as not. Looks to get the ball across, but Sparks is there, and out it comes now to Alex Blows, and there's that speed we were speaking about. He's absolutely charging down that left flank.
That's unfortunate. That was a real opportunity. He's got He's got wheels, that young man, and he was tearing down on the SACS goal. And unfortunately, just a little bit of an error, letting SACS off the hook there. But that is what Rondebosch possesses. And if they get that goal, that is going to spark them into life. And they have an opportunity on the edge of the D. Mateba gets in the way, but Rondebosch still have a free hit.
You can just
and
feel
that is ill discipline from SACS. And they've given the short corner away. No, they really need to, the home team really needs to keep their composure here. And the captain, Damien Knott, he's still in conversation with the umpire, but it's going to be to no avail as Rondebosch have another opportunity.
Yeah, just silly stuff from the SACS player. Knowing full well what he is doing, he is trying to slow the play down to get his team into position, and umpire is wise to that attempt. It's another chance now for Rondebosch through a penalty corner. This time it goes towards JP Brits, and he goes low and hard into the bottom stick side corner, and just like that, SACS' 3-goal cushion has gone down to 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a humdinger here at the Brewery. The ball is out, and it comes into the back corner by JP Brits. It's given Thomas Brunkels no chance whatsoever, and it's the 1-goal game we have at the Brewery this evening.
All it was going to take was one chance for Rondebosch to get their tails up, but they've got to defend now as another chance for SACS. Like I said, all it was going to take, it was one chance for Rondebosch to get their tails up. That chance came through a penalty stroke, which Captain Sparks netted, and all of a sudden the momentum has changed in this game. It is now firmly with the visitors, and as you can see, things are now starting to get a bit physical.
It's absolutely epic stuff here. That's for Yard Daniels. He's got a green card. Nobody is feeling the cold at the Brewery at the moment. The hockey is absolutely intense. We've got Caden Solomons on the ball, trying to force another short corner. Comes out to Damien Knott, but the Rondebosch defense stands tall.
Yeah, so for the next 2 minutes, Rondebosch will have to contend with playing with 10 men, and here we just see that pace once again from Alex Blows. It didn't even seem like he was going to make it to the ball, but that engine room of his just keeps firing, puts the afterburners on, and manages to keep the ball in play. This Rondebosch side have got their tails up now. The momentum is with them despite being down by a man. Goal scorer Brits on the ball, looks for the high-hanging striker. Fortunately, no one is there. But this is most certainly turning into an absolutely thrilling encounter between two juggernauts of southern suburbs. Hockey.
Coach SACS coach Pierre Leroux, realizing that his team have been under the pressure for the last few moments, making a couple of changes. And these rotational changes, of course, getting some fresh legs on there just to break up the momentum that Rondebosch have built up over the last period. And that's man Matebe going down the right-hand side. He's been everywhere, whether it's the left, the right, whether it's forward or back. He is the one that keeps it all together for the SACS unit. Damon Knott on the ball. Back to Matebe. That's the axis that formulates all of SACS attacks.
Well, there's certainly some extra bit of niggle in this game now that Rondebosch have gotten themselves back into it. All of a sudden, the 50-50 calls, everybody's shouting, everybody wants it.
I do think Damien Knott, he's got to pull his side together. He's got to keep it composed. He's quite focused on having a conversation with the referee and possibly not on the game at the moment.
Fensel on the left-hand side throws the ball hard into Blows. By fire he does now. In the second attempt, he does find Turner. But Turner's attack is quickly stuffed out, and here goes Blows. Blows throws it forward, and unfortunately for him, Matthew Miller just not having the legs to get to the pass. As we see Fayyad Daniels return to the field from his 2-minute suspension. So back to the full complement are the visitors with just 5 minutes to go in this third chukka. can see the tackles are just getting a little bit harder.
That's fantastic work by Phil Daniels. He was low down. He made the defense. He would have thought he had a free hit there. The umpire not calling it his way, and SACS get away with it, and they on the charge again.
The way this match has ebbed and flowed, the momentum has gone from one team to the next, and excellent work from Turner. Tries to get it on the backhand, goes on the front stick for the flick, but Glua is up to the challenge this time, easily gets the ball away. But here comes SACS once again. It's Turner trying to get his way down the bottom baseline. It just seems as though from being calm and composed in the first half of this game, the home side have just gone a little bit frenetic. But here's their chance now to settle things down. This is their weapon. This is their attacking threat.
Damien Knott, the captain, he forced that short corner, and he knows that it's his opportunity that's going to come his way yet again. And this is the moment that Jared Glua, he dreads. He knows it's coming his way. He's getting his charges. He's hoping guys like Alex Blow, they can disrupt it before it comes to him. And we wait with bated breath.
It does go to Damien Knott, who picks it up, and good save from Glua at the end of it. But it wasn't going to count even if it had gone in. The umpire reckons that it hit the other side of Turner's stick. And most certainly now the momentum has definitely changed and gone to the home side, or at least to the visitors, as the home side finds himself down to 10 men after Ryan Silberbauer brandish the custard slice, the yellow card, 5-minute suspension. Despite being a man down, it is SACS who in possession on the attack, and once again the referee brandishing another card, and it's another yellow, so SACS is down to 9 men. Michael McGaw this time being shown a yellow card, and it's all happening.
If Rondebosch ever had an opportunity to have a crack at the SACS outfit, this is the time. They have the advantage of 2 extra men for at least another 2 minutes, but yet it is still SACS that are attacking. Rondebosch will really want to make use of this advantage, this numerical advantage.
Michael McGaw would not want to see the replay that preceded his yellow card. Some off the ball niggle between himself and the Rondebosch keeper Glua. But be that as it may, finding themselves 2 men down to 9 men. SACS are still coming forward. SACS are still wanting to play attacking hockey as Turner gets the play going. Brings it out onto the left-hand side.
He loses a boot in the process. That's how frenetic the action is.
Yeah, unfortunately for Jared Wenzel, as he attempted to change direction, the boot went the other way, but Rondebosch now in possession.
That's Jared Brits on the ball.
JP Brits plays it out wide, finds his man in the circle. Shot comes in, good save from Bucklehurst, but the chance is still there for Young. Young finds himself, spins out of a tackle, beats the keeper, but not the next defender. Jono on the ball, beats 2, gets it to Young. Young 1-on-1 with the keeper. Excellent save from Brocklehurst this time, coming out and making the space a lot smaller. See Brocklehurst making the save, gets himself up very quickly. A neat intervention from the SACS defenders averts that attack, as the pace of this game has certainly been upped over the last few minutes as Turner gets himself onto the ball, throws the overhead, but it goes straight out of touch, and here comes Blows. Blows gets the play going, looks for the man hanging high, but it is Wenzel that makes the intercept. And all of a sudden, those little passes that were going SACS's way in the first half, slowly but surely not finding their man anymore. The frustration is starting to settle in, and Rondebosch has got all the momentum behind them. as we clock ticks away to the final few seconds of the third chukka.
I really do think, though, Rondebosch need to capitalize on the numerical advantage. They still do. There's still one man in the corner for SACS. But that is the halftime whistle. It is 3-2 for. It's still in the home team's advantage, but it's been a frenetic period of hockey. We've seen cards being flashed, we've seen goals being scored, and it's all happening down at the SACS Brewery. Welcome back to the final quarter of this frenetic clash between Rondebosch and SACS. There's only one goal in it as we head into the final 15 minutes of an action-packed day down at the SACS Brewery.
Strap yourself in, folks. We're going to be in for a bumpy ride in this final 15. We've seen the opening quarter go the way of the home side. I would call the second quarter even Stevens. And then quarter 3 belonging to the visitors, who managed to claw their way back from being 3 goals down to ensure that they trail now in the final quarter by just the solitary goal. And for all that they've done in the first 3 quarters of the game, Adam Craig coming away with it down the left side, and fortunately can't link up with the pass, but Rondebosch remains in possession.
Definitely is a tense affair here. It's still a very open game with both teams still able to win it. SACS might have the advantage at the moment on the scoreboard, but Rondebosch are not going to go down without a fight. That's Damien not on the ball for the SACS captain. Halted in his tracks by Fjord Daniels of Rondebosch.
Rondebosch has certainly got the rub of the green going their way at the moment, or at least they did that in the third quarter. And probably for the first time we've seen the SACS team get a little bit frantic, staying away from their usual game plan, which is usually calm and composed, and keeping the passes nice and short and crisp, and finding each other with ease. All of a sudden, after conceding that single goal, they now find themselves on the back foot. A massive chance for Matthew Miller, who smashes one at the keeper and is fortunate enough to find the ricochet, which gets the foot of the SACS defender. We'll see it once again. The ball coming in from young Matthew Miller has a shot and hits the foot of the SACS defender. And here we go. Here's the chance that Rondebosch would want early doors.
I've been raving about the SACS second 11 keeper throughout the day, but this the moment with Thomas Broncos. He's really shown why he is the SACS first team keeper, and he's got another job on his hands right now as Brett Sparks lines up another one for Rondebosch.
Does go to Brett, who lays it off to Sparks, and there it is! Excellent variation. Rondebosch boys are back in it. It is all level. Matthew Miller looks like the man on the far post who gets the tip in, gets the credit, gets the plaudits. But well done to JP Brits and Brett Sparks. We'll see there. Brett lays it off to Sparks and sends it to the far post. As we return to the action, Miller once again in the circle. Has a chance, but unfortunately can't bring the ball under control. And just like that, folks, after watching the SACS side go 3 goals up in the opening chukker, we're in the final chukker of the game. With 12 minutes remaining, it is all leveled up. Rondebosch have fought their way back into it.
If you've wanted to know why you need to get the SuperSport Schools app, this is the reason. This is the matches that we are bringing to you live from the Newlands Brewery Astro. There are no spectators in here, but you have the privilege of watching that fantastic equalizing goal from Rondebosch. It's been an absolute classic between two evenly matched sides who are utilizing the opportunities to the fulfillment of the people here.
That short corner was picture perfect. As they drew it up, as they practiced, they just executed it. And not only did they execute it properly, but they did it under pressure. Alex blows, shows his speed once again, finds Young. Young on the upright backstick. And it goes agonizingly wide past the near post. But here's the thing. I mentioned it in the third quarter. I'll mention it again. Rondebosch have got their tails up. They are back.
I do think that the third quarter, when SACS possibly lost a little bit of discipline, they had 2 men in the sin bin. That's when Rondebosch came back. You see the chance going just wide there. That's when Rondebosch gained the momentum and took the advantage. We saw Coach Pierre Leroux having a few words with his team during the third chukker break. But this Rondebosch on the charge again through John McConnell. And he unfortunately does not force a short corner. It's a long corner for Rondebosch.
Rondebosch has come out to play in this fourth quarter. If you thought they were good in the third one, they have upped the ante in the fourth quarter for Yard Daniels. Throws it into the center. Takes a deflection off the SACS stick and another long corner. As much as we saw SACS camping in the Rondebosch half, in the Rondebosch 23 in the opening chukker. We're now seeing Rondebosch return the favor. Sparks looks for the big ball. Doesn't get through though. SACS comes away with it. Tries to launch a counter attack down the right hand side. It does come out to Silberbauer on the left, who goes back to the right hand side looking for the talisman Turner. The point of attack, number 6 on the back. Unfortunately though, this time his first touch lets him down, and an unforced error from Adam Craig. One of a few that we've seen from him in the game thus far, handing possession back to SACS. And here we see it, those passes in the opening quarter was going straight to a SACS stick, and now they're just missing their mark.
This is definitely what you want to see from the best. This is the best schoolboy hockey that you will witness. You're looking at two sides that have so much talent, but also so much character, particularly that Rondebosch team that came back from 3 goals down. So you never know when it's all over in a schoolboy derby. This is what we've been missing for so many months, and it's now back on your screens via SuperSport Schools, and there's an epic 9 minutes remaining.
Loris on the ball, goes, looks for the backstick, tries to wiggle his way around. The shot does come in though, good save from Glua. Ball is found out now to Blows on the right hand side. He's got a turn of pace going up against the captain. Knott turns him inside out and unknots him as the ball gets sent out to Fayyad Daniels on the left side. Fayyad was possibly looking for Ethan Young to carry on with his run there, and unfortunately did not do that. And somehow Rondebosch has still got in possession. Fayyad Daniels on the ball, looks to go on his own. Sees a white wall in front of him, links up with Blows. Blows unfortunately can't get past Tim Patton. One-on-one situation between Blows and Patton. It is Patton that comes out on top. Patton fires Loris on the left-hand side. Excellent interception from Bickard, Duncan Bickard for Rondebosch coming out on top. But here's Caden Solomons for SACS. Glor open to the potential danger. Makes none of it and gets the ball going.
Caden Solomons gets the ball. Looks like a big cover drive that he tries to throw into the circle. But it doesn't work on this occasion for SACS. That's what the ball boys are showing, the cover drive. They've seen him hit the ball fantastically on the cricket field across the way, but not on this occasion as Alex Blows, he's got the ball again for Rondebosch. Yeah, good. It's anybody's game at the moment. Who's got the character to pull it out the fire? This is when SACS would have loved their home support at the Newlands Brewery, willing them on, but they're unfortunately not there. You at home, under the blankets, enjoying this fantastic clash brought to you by Supersport Schools.
Sparks tries to find Blows with a massive overhead. Excellent pickup on the run from the number 10 for Rondebosch. Unfortunately, though, that second touch of his just takes the ball away from him as Silberbauer sends it out to Loris on the left-hand side. Loris tries to change the angle of attack, but it's an interception, and the loose ball finds Blows. Blows links up on the left-hand side with Miller. Miller tries to get into the circle. Matebe intervention. Ball across the face by Miller. Unfortunately, doesn't find John McConnell.
Probably just a little bit of composure needed to be shown there. He had done the hard work to actually collect the ball, and then when the pass was needed to be made, couldn't find another blue and yellow shirt. But that's what pressure does. That's what playing in possibly your final derby, if you're a matriculant in this team, it's your final chance to put one over the arch rivals, SACS or Rondebosch, whichever lineup you're in. And that sometimes just gets the better of these youngsters, knowing that there isn't another chance and there isn't a second opportunity.
Seems as though the game plan for the visitors is pretty simple. We leave Miller and McConnell up high. We try and find them as Miller with those lanky legs tries to get his way around Matebe, but he stands strong and gets himself out of danger. Finds the foot of Miller just to relieve the pressure somewhat. It seems as though as we enter the final 5 minutes of the game, both teams have got the same strategy going. At the corner of my left eye, I see a high-hanging striker for SACS. As we can see, this physicality has just been upped. Fortunately, that ball not being able to be kept in bounds as Blows. It goes 5, smashes across, dangerous ball, and another one of those chances just not finding a teammate stick. Rondebosch have always been threatening in and around the circle. In the first chucker, the second chucker was their final touches that let them down. And now, as we enter the final stages of the game through, JP Brits tries to link up with McConnell up high. Fortunately, the momentum of McConnell heading in one direction, unable to stop. Strap yourselves in, folks. We're in for a exciting and exhilarating end to this intriguing encounter between SACS and Rondebosch. It's been a game that has gone like a roller coaster. SACS had the momentum and the upper hand. Rondebosch fought their way back, and right now it is still the visitors who hold most of that momentum, but not if the likes of Turner, Knott and Silberbauer has anything to say about for the home side. As Turner gets himself into the circle down the left-hand baseline.
That is what SACS will be looking for. They'll be looking to try and make those circle entries and push for that short corner, because that's when the captain Damien Knott comes into the game. And with the clock ticking away, they do know that could potentially be the winner.
So Rondebosch finding themselves in defense at the moment. Dietrich trying to get in front of his man, Michael McCaw, who owes his team something after being brandished a yellow card. So certainly Michael McCaw in this final stages of this game is going to want to spark something. The ball goes straight into the circle, unfortunately, for the home side. And just as it seemed as though they were about to launch a meaningful attack, it comes to nothing as the Rondebosch captain, Brett Sparks, takes his time, assesses the situation, opts to keep the ball flat, smashes it, but intercepted by SACS. And here they come once again, the white wave. Strong tackle coming in from Fayyad Daniels. Disrupt things a little bit. With just 2 minutes to go, it is set to be an epic ending, an epic conclusion as Turner tries to wriggle his way past the combination of Pickard and Daniels. Doesn't get through them, but wins the free hit. Turner, once again, goes on his own. Nice little tackle from Culligan. Culligan winning back possession for Rondebosch, looking for Miller up high, but it is intercepted. Turnover rate is going to start increasing right now. Both sides are going to be throwing everything they have at each other in this final minute.
We can see the commitment from both teams. Fayyad Daniels throwing himself across the turf, hoping to make that interception for his side. That's what it means to play in these derbies for the respective schools. It's everything. It's all or nothing coming down to this last minute. It's all about bragging rights, going back to Rondebosch, going back to SACS, and putting one over the arch enemy. The clock is ticking. You're literally into the final stages of this epic encounter. SACS on the attack, looking for it, but Alex blows. He makes the interception, gets the ball up front, and it's Rondebosch turning it over.
Miller trying to put Wenzel under pressure. SACS have managed to get the ball out. JP Brits putting Matthew May under all sorts of pressure, and here comes Rondebosch. Final 15 seconds. It Sparks, smashes it in, tries to get a touch of Miller. The ball is still loose in the circle. And that is it, folks. It's the final play of the game.
What an absolute epic encounter. The ball comes into the circle. Unfortunately, Brits not able to get a deflection, but the players are out on their feet. It was an absolute titanic clash. SACS, remember, with 3 goals to the good at halftime, but Rondebosch have come back and equalized 3-3 at the Newlands Brewery. An epic game brought to you by SuperSport Schools.
If you were tuning in and you were watching this game, you would not say that Rondebosch side have not played in a few months. That was an epic encounter, a brilliant advertisement for schools hockey, and an absolute humdinger between 2 of the best sides, not only in Cape Town, but in the country. Folks, thank you very much for joining us on a day that, in the whole part, belonged to the home side, SACS. It always comes down to the final game of the first teams, and it ends with the home side scoring 3, the visitors, Rondebosch Boys Eye, scoring 3. It ends in a stalemate. The bragging rights are shared. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on SuperSport Schools.